As a young socialite, I know how important it is to reciprocate hospitality by holding elaborate dinner parties at home. Unfortunately, this can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Let me show you how. First, invite a dozen of your closest friends over for a formal dinner party. Make a black tie so they know it will be special. And BYO, of course, since you'll be providing a sumptuous 5-course gourmet meal. Set the most elaborate table you can, with a candelabra, crystal, and as many pieces of cutlery as you can find. Let's face it, the more cutlery they see, the more courses they'll expect. Looks fabulous, doesn't it? Looks like we're in for a feast fit for a king. And a few queens. Now, when your guests arrive, take their expensive wines and make sure you walk them past the dining table.
Siggy, this looks fabulous.
You really have gone to some trouble here, haven't you?
Thank you. Just by the look of the table settings, they know they'll be in for a 5-star dining extravaganza. So you'll be the hottest hostess in town before you've even served a rice cracker. Okay, everyone's here. They're drinking their own alcohol, and I've got the rest of their quite excellent wines in here ready for dinner. And all I've served are a few homemade dips that I picked up from the local deli. Now, to take care of that dinner. Hello? What? Oh no! Oh no! No! I'm very sorry, everyone. My parents have been involved in a horrific accident. I'm gonna have to ask you all to leave. I'm so sorry. And there we are. As far as my friends are concerned, I've thrown an amazing dinner, even though they didn't get to eat anything more than some hummus and a rice cracker. So I've got a dozen reciprocal black tie invites coming my way. Not to mention the fantastic wines I picked up tonight. Cheers! Oh, and don't worry about explaining how your parents are later. When you mix in social circles like this, no one ever asks. Now, I know some of you ladies like to read books. I'm not going to criticise that. We all have our little vices. But as a modern woman, it's important that we don't intellectually intimidate the man in our life. So, next time you bring back your latest hottie to your place, never let him see one of these. No man will feel like a man with a woman who's read all these political biographies, social essays, and great works of literature. So you've got to hide them where no man will think of looking. I find the best place is under the kitchen sink. Hide them in here behind the cleaning products. Even if a man does open the cupboard, one look at the Pano Clean and he'll shut it again, quick smart. Now there might be times when you actually want to read when he's around. Simple. Just take a book. I'm using James Joyce's Ulysses. Just cut out the pages and glue them into your favourite magazine. Now, of course, one side of each page is going to be glued down, so you'll have to buy another copy of the same book to get all the opposite pages. Now all you have to do is avoid dropping insightful, informed comments during conversation.
James Joyce is so overrated.
I find the best way to do this is to say nothing. And finally, I must say a word about reading in bed. I know it's popular, but it's just so unnecessary. Any woman who needs to read to get to sleep isn't managing her social life correctly. Nighty-night. For the modern woman in high society, the only thing more important than the right dress is the right address. And since you probably don't have the right address, I'm going to show you how to move in the right circles without actually moving. Simply select the most desirable suburb with the crescent you most want to live in, and change your stationery and cards to that address. Then go to your local post office, hire a post office box, and fill in one of these mail redirection forms. And there you have it. Thanks to busy PAs and lazy PR firms, you'll soon be included in all the smartest balls and parties and known by all the best people, because your address is now the best address in town. Oh, goody. Of course, you'll never be able to invite anyone to your real house, but with your new address, you'll be too busy to spend any time at home anyway. Happy house hunting party, girl. Girls, By now you all know that there is nothing or no one more precious in life than your man. But sometimes his home habits can just push you to the point where you want to ask him politely if he could please pick up after himself every now and then. But there's no need to get confrontational. He's not likely to change, and girls, he won't take your attempts to change him lightly. But not to worry. I've found the perfect way for you to meet a man that you can change to be exactly the way you want him to be, without him even knowing it. All you have to do is offer up your services as a volunteer in your local hospital's rehabilitation ward. This is where handsome young men who suffer from brain damage are taught to walk, talk, and basically function normally again. So while you rehabilitate him, why not reprogram him? Now, the first thing you have to do is pick your potential partner. You'll find the nurses are very obliging at helping you find what you're after.
This is Marco. He was carjacked for his BMW right across the road from the law firm that he works for. He suffered massive brain damage when he was brutally beaten across the back of his head.
Thank God it was the back. I'll take him. Just one foot in front of the other. Well done, Marco. Once you've chosen your man, it's time to start his rehabilitation and reprogramming. Bend all the way down. That's right, we don't leave a wet towel on the floor, do we? That's right, it's all coming back to you now, isn't it? Now, underpants. Near or in the laundry basket. Of course, early on in the relationship, there'll be some things that he can't do for himself, and you'll have to do them for him. So, if you don't like the length of his sideburns, trim them. And his personal grooming needn't stop there. It gives him that smooth athletic appearance and the motivation to start speaking again. Then it will be time to consummate your physical relationship. And ladies, this is where your efforts can reap the biggest benefits. Remember, he has no idea how to do things or how long to do them for. So simply tell him that it's customary for all lovemaking to commence with at least half an hour of cunnilingus, followed by lovemaking in only the positions you like. It's amazing being able to tell a man what you like and actually have him do it. And to top it off, post-coital conversations will be the best you've ever had. It's not like a full heel and not a stiletto. It's just enough to shape my calves nicely. What do you think? And there you have it, ladies. Help yourself by helping someone else. You can fulfill your Florence Nightingale fantasies and a few other fantasies as well. And as long as his understanding of banking, investing or lawyering eventually come back to him, you'll have made a good long-term investment. And if they don't, the short-term benefits will have been well worth it. I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed watching the Winter Olympics on TV. It made me so want to be there. Well, it may be too late for Utah, but if you want to go to the next Winter Olympics, now is the time to start thinking about it. Because if you're going to go to the Olympics, why not go as an Olympic athlete? Of course, generally speaking, it's incredibly hard work to become an elite international athlete. But if you're like me and you haven't played competitive sports since you were forced to do hockey in year 10, don't worry. There is a loophole. Can you do this? Then you've got all the skill it takes to become a member of the Australian curling team. Curling is a wonderful sport, kind of like lawn bowls on ice. The person who slides the rock down requires some skills. But a curling team also needs two people to do the sweepy thing. And anyone who's ever cleaned a kitchen floor already has all the skills they need. So get your act together and start curling now. Who knows? If you get really good at sweeping, you might even get a medal. Ladies, if you're a modern woman like me, you wouldn't settle for anything less than the perfect man. But when it comes to his looks, there's always something about him that isn't quite right. Maybe his lips are too thin, his eyes too close together, or his chin too weak, even if his credit rating is strong. But who amongst us has the time to endlessly search for this Mr. Perfect? Well, there's no need to worry, because there is a way you can have someone else do the searching for you. All you have to do is head to your local police station and file a report about how you were attacked by an intruder. Then give a lengthy and very detailed description of your attacker to a sketch artist. Yes, his eyes were expressive, exactly the right space apart, and a deep blue colour, like Mediterranean rock pools. And he had a very sculptured jaw and cheekbones, not as sculptured as Guy Pearce though. And he has just the fullest, softest lips. Lips you can imagine kissing for hours and hours.
Any facial hair?
No, thank you. Once your vision is complete, oh yes, that's him. That's definitely him. Now it's time to set the boys in blue out to round up the anything but usual suspects. Can I get a closer look at number 3, please?
Number 3, step forward. Turn to your left. Turn to your right.
Then, as soon as you've found him, tell the police they haven't. I'm afraid it's none of them.
All right, you're all free to go.
Excuse me. I'm in the bathroom. Hi. Remember, one-way glass means you can see them, but they couldn't see you.
Would you like to go for a drink?
Oh, boys, I'd love to join you for a drink. You go ahead and I'll catch up.
Right. See ya.
And there you have it. I've got my pick of 4 magnificent men, and it took all of about 4 minutes. And if you don't have any success with them, remember, your assailant is still out there. As modern women, birth control is a constant issue in our lives. There are so many alternatives. Condoms, the pill, the diaphragm, spermicides. And you know what? None of these methods are 100% effective. There are 2 ways to avoid becoming a mother: abstinence or hysterectomy. Now, for ideological reasons, I could never choose abstinence. So today, I'm going to take you through the benefits of being completely sterilised. For a start, the female reproductive organs weigh the best part of a kilo, so having them cut out is a great way to lose weight. Then, once they're gone, no more surfing the crimson tide. You can surf every day of the month. Plus, you'll save a fortune on condoms and pill prescriptions, and you'll never have to visit the abortion clinic again. I know what you're thinking. Surely getting a hysterectomy is sacrificing the most powerful weapon in any woman's armoury, her ability to trap a man into a shotgun wedding. Not at all. Just because you can't get pregnant doesn't mean you can't say you're pregnant.
Oh, poor Sigourney. Bet you're glad to be rid of those pesky tonsils.
I am. Of course, one day I'll want to give my husband children, and I'll do just that, through adoption. It's so much better for the figure, and it's all the rage in Hollywood. Now that I'm barren, I can relax and have fun, safe in the knowledge that the only person I'll have to mother is the man in my life. In many ways, having a mastectomy is a real downer. But once it's gone, you might as well look on the bright side. You never need to carry a handbag again. I'll show you what I mean. Instead of filling your empty bra cup with useless padding, why not use it as a storage pouch for all your bits and pieces? Simply sew in a backing and a clasp, making the redundant side of your bra into a handy pocket. And here it is. Plenty of room for lipstick, breath mints, and house key. And if you're a D cup, you can fit all this and so much more. Tampons, perfume, and capsicum spray. What time's Sula meeting us? Can I borrow your phone? And there you go, girls. A fabulous bra that gives you that chic shape, but with the convenience of built-in storage. If you've just had your home decorated, I bet you can't wait to throw a party and show it off to all your friends. Well, you mustn't. I can't emphasise this enough. You must not let your friends into your home. Not until you've had it thoroughly checked out. Because all it takes is one IKEA label showing, one curtain that clashes with the carpet, or one picture of dogs playing pool in the upstairs bathroom, and that's it. That'll be the one thing your friends snigger about for months. So you need to call in an expert. Ramon, darling.
Sigourney!
You need to get one of your gay friends to come over.
Oh, love what you've done with the play.
Why don't you take a look around? Gay men are like truffle pigs, on the scent of bad taste. Let one loose in your house and he'll sniff out any decorating sins, no matter how deep they're buried.
Ah, Sigourney, darling, this fabric does not go with the couch upholstery.
Oh my God, you're so right.
Oh, Sigourney. What were you thinking? Knickknacks are so 90s. Sigourney, you have frozen pizza in your freezer. Do you really want your friends to know you eat processed food?
Thank you so much for coming by.
Oh, my pleasure. I love what you've done with the place. It's really coming along.
What a relief. I can't believe I thought I was ready. Nothing beats a gay man for putting you in your place. And best of all, I don't have to worry about Ramon telling my girlfriends about my mistakes. They won't be talking to him this month. Not once I tell them how I walked in on him having sex with a woman.
If I was all to go shopping, I'd take my sister, but I'd even take a friend that's gay, yeah, I would. Because they're honest, and they'll tell me straightforward, like, if it suits me, if it looks good.
A lot of designers and hairdressers, most of them act pretty gay, and they're definitely good hairdressers.
They're not more artistic, but they're just, I think, trying to make a statement, maybe, to show that they're different.
Mate, fucking puffs are dickheads. I don't give a shit what they are. I don't think they're anything.
Exercise is very important for the modern woman. This is Tai Chi, a stylised form of exercise that also helps develop a calm and tranquil mind through the movements of martial arts. Each movement has a different name. This is the crane. As you probably know, martial arts are used for self-defence. And I've found that in most cases, when an 85-kilo man is getting physical with you, these ancient teachings are completely useless. So I've developed and teach my own form of martial art that's more effective than any Tai Chi, Jiu-Jitsu or Taekwondo. I call it Comply Can Do. Morning, ladies.
Morning, Sigourney.
Comply Can Do is the modern marital art of rolling with the punches, teaching you how to take a fall without hurting yourself, while helping to develop a calm and empty mind, free from any antagonism or backtalk. Now, like Tai Chi, each Comply Can Do movement has a different name. I call this movement the kiss of the doorknob. It looks simple enough, but there are a couple of tricks to it. Firstly, make sure you turn your head to match the projection of the fist. Turning it the wrong way will double the effects of the impact. Turning it the right way will make it feel more like a graze instead of a break. I call this one miscarriage by moonlight. Simply arch your back while tensing the stomach muscles. Then, as you double over, expel as much air as possible to avoid being winded. Now, it has to be one fluid movement so your man doesn't feel you pulling away from him or offering any sort of resistance. I call this movement the shy turtle. The goal here is to provide the ribs with protection from any stray kicks. So, as soon as you're forced to the floor, tuck your head towards your knees, fold your arms, and then place your hands over your ears. Now, any blows that land will be on the fleshier parts of the body, meaning less broken bones for you and less split knuckles for him. Comply
Can do.
Nice work. And there you go, ladies. So, if a bit of a rough and tumble's your man's thing, why not give Comply Can Do a go? A low-impact exercise that lets you enjoy the slap as well as the tickle. Now, you know I don't like to harp on about issues, but on one issue, I just can't stay silent any longer. As a modern woman, I feel it is my duty to speak out about the sizing of women's clothing. Take a look at this dress. It's a size 14 and it costs $200. Now, take a look at this dress. It's exactly the same, but it's a size 8 and it also costs $200. Isn't that appalling? The size 8 uses significantly less material and thread, and yet it costs the same amount. Just isn't fair. Essentially, thin women are being forced to subsidise fat women's clothing. So, if you're a properly proportioned modern woman like me, and you're sick of suffering from plus-size prejudice, why not do what I do? When you're buying a dress, always buy the bigger size. Then, when you get home, remove the excess fabric from your dress by cutting along the seam line. And then re-sew for your figure-fitting size 8. Looks fabulous, doesn't it? And look at all the leftover fabric I've got to accessorise with. There's enough to make this darling Dorothy bag, a cute case for my mobile phone, and a classy cover for my car's steering wheel. That's over $100 worth of accessories. And it didn't cost petite me a cent. So, next time you feel like buying up big, think big. Ladies, when it's time to move up in the world, it's just so difficult to know which suburb to move into. After all, we all judge a woman by where she lives. So, why not test drive a potential suburb before you commit? Of course, any suburb worth considering will have lots of smart curbside cafes and eateries. So, slip into your best get what you want dress, pick the prime seat, order a latte, open the street directory and assume the position. Don't forget that I'm lost look. If it is the right suburb, it will only be a matter of time before a suitable gentleman will stop to ask you if you need assistance. Befriend this gentleman and go home with him. An overnight stay is the best way to get a good feel for any potential suburb. Use the opportunity to take a look over the fences in your potential neighbourhood, discover what the traffic noise is like at night, and determine how long it will take to drive to the beautician in the morning. And there you have it, girls. Using a local to test drive a potential suburb will give you a real insight and take the guesswork out of your choices. Not to mention giving you ample opportunity to check out some charming, eligible gentlemen. There's nothing worse than coming home from the hairdresser, looking at yourself in the mirror and realising you have a bad haircut. Obviously, your first instinct is to kill yourself, but you can't because there might be an open casket. And if you have to go out before you have time to get your haircut professionally fixed, then you're in a tricky situation because your friends are going to make fun of you. I hate those bad haircut jokes. Who cut your hair? The council? You look like you were run over by a lawnmower. Some things just shouldn't be joked about. So, if you don't want to be made a mockery, this calls for drastic action. Brace yourselves. This is what you have to do. Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. My chemotherapy got bumped back. At the end of the day, your friends will be so shocked by your bald head and so embarrassed by your terminal illness, they'll never realise you were stupid enough to go to a cheap hairdresser. So there you have it. If you have to be an object of pity, it's better to be pitied for a disease than a fashion faux pas. How are you? Tell me, what have I missed?